All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Imagining Tech, October 24th, 2019. I am chilling in my Cabana Bay Resort at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, getting ready to go on a 5-day trip to Washington, D.C. So I'm super excited about that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about work-life balance and a little bit about stress and crypto and all that good stuff because I'm thinking about it, and I've been in the crypto space now for 4 years because I found out about crypto at the end of 2015. I remember when I first found out about crypto, like it was a super exciting and super fascinating thing for me for so many different reasons. Um, for one, I kind of had taken a path where I had a whole bunch of conspiracy theories in my head, and I basically just like felt fed up with the way the financial system was set up, fed up with the way the world order was, and just a whole bunch of crap. And so I found out about Bitcoin, and it was super exciting for me. It was a way to circumvent the financial order. It was a way to sort of opt out. It was a way to sort of have full control of my own money and my own destiny and sovereignty and all that good stuff. So that was like super interesting for me. And the fact that it solved this problem that had never been solved before with digital currency on the internet, it allowed you to have a asset that could exist online that could not be double spent. Like, this was all something that was just kind of clicking for me at the time, because at the time I was studying IT at a technical college. And so a lot of the things that would have, I always say I found Bitcoin at the perfect time. I found Bitcoin and crypto at the absolute perfect time because I can sit here and say that I wish I would have found out about Bitcoin in 2000, whatever, 7, 8, or whatever, 9, 10, 11, whatever. It was like pennies or dollars or whatever. And I would have just bought it all up at a cheaper price. But when people say that, it's just like, to me, super disingenuous. Like, knowledge always, knowledge is critical to have when opportunity arises. So you have to be prepared for a good opportunity to really take advantage of that good opportunity. So like, if I would have found out about Bitcoin in 2009, 10, 11, like, I didn't know anything about anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was in high school, like, at the time. Not only did I have little money, I had a little money because I actually started working pretty early on, and I got a job working for Burger King, making like $7 an hour or something like that, some crazy little amount. But I had a little money, so technically I could have invested, but in reality I don't think I would have. I think Bitcoin and crypto found me at the perfect time because I had just started going to a technical school, technical college. I was taking IT, so I was like reading all like the books to pass the test. CompTIA 8 Plus, Network Plus, Security Plus, Cisco classes. Like, I was doing it all. So for me, it just hit me at a perfect time because I was reading, I was getting all that knowledge, I was learning IT terms, I was learning sort of a background of how the internet came to be from a technical perspective and how everything has changed. And it just all, clicked when I found out about Bitcoin, and then when I really found out about the Ethereum virtual machine and what Ethereum was trying to accomplish in becoming an international computer that could, exist, an infrastructure that could exist for applications that anybody could be building on top of. I was just hooked, and I was like, okay, for sure. Like, this is the future. You know what I'm saying? I have to get some of this, right? I have to get some of this real estate. And I was just excited. And I remember, like, at the time, like, I had been talking to my cousin, and we were both kind of at that point. At the time, he was in pharmacy school. He's graduated now, but at the time, he was in pharmacy school. And we were both kind of at that point where, like, yo, we need to start investing. We need to start making some moves towards financial independence. And, I gotta say, I was this close to investing into stocks. And I ended up choosing crypto just because it was so fascinating to me on so many different levels, and it was so cutting edge. And I had invested so much of my time watching YouTube videos and learning about it and all that good stuff that I was just like, I felt more of a connection to it. I remember watching Crypto, Omar Bam's videos when he was like brand new. Like that was around the time I found out about crypto, was when he came out. Like he didn't even have like 1,000 subscribers yet. I think I was like 700 or 800 subscriber to his channel. And I just remember he came out and you could just see the passion he had for it. And he would talk about crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum every single night. And he was just as fascinated as I was. And like I could watch his channel every day. And then you had other guys around the same time like Trayvon and Craig, who came out at the same time. I watched their channels. They used to talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And then, they actually started getting more popular towards when Dan Larimer came out with Steemit. I remember when Dan Larimer came out with Steemit, that's when I honestly felt like the crypto community culture had evolved and it had taken shape into a little bit something different. Because the crypto community moves so quickly and so much is happening so fast that it kind of like, it is constantly evolving and taking a new shape. But I remember when Steemit came out, that was like the first little taste of what it would feel like to have mass adoption, because you had literally finally a platform that could scale to millions of transactions, rewarded users for posting and curating content. It was pretty fun to use. It was pretty intuitive, and it really felt like, an application that could go viral. And it kind of did. It had its mini moment of virality. A lot of people used it. It had its shortcomings, but it was super fun. And I just remember being in that crypto at that time just felt like the best kept secret in the world, because there was just literally people making hundreds of dollars for each post. Like I remember making money on Steemit and I didn't even post that much. Like I didn't even like, regular social media that much, but I was having fun just using Steemit. And, crypto at that time, I just remember it being like something I dived into, like 100% completely dived into, and it was fun, and all that good stuff. And then, I remember I had even made some money, because at the time when I first bought my first Ethereum, that was actually very close to when the DAO had got created. And when the DAO got created, it was a whole bunch of hype for Ethereum, and the price of Ethereum had doubled, like actually tripled. I think it crashed at like the $19-20 mark, and I was buying at like $6-7. So I had tripled my money, and I'm like on the phone with my cousin, like, yo, you gotta get in this, you know what I mean? Like, me not knowing anything about markets at this time, like, I should have expected after a 300% gain, everything that goes up has to come down. I should have known that, but I'm telling him like, yo, man, you got to get in this. I'm telling you, man, like, this is the future, whatever. And he's like, I don't know. I think he's like more like hesitant just because like it has gone up 300%. And then, that bug came out, and that smart contract bug that allowed the DAO to pretty much be exploited. And then everybody started to kind of get scared and lose their wits a little bit. And there was a big sell-off in Ethereum. And Ethereum had returned. Like everybody thought Ethereum was dead. Like Ethereum pretty much went back down to the prices where it was when I first started buying, like $6-7. So, at that point, I remember like even like like everybody in the crypto space was scared. Like the culture was completely different than it is right now, where it's like the price drops, but nobody's really scared. It's so weird, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the fear has just been somehow sucked out of the market. Like anybody who's scared, I feel like it's just gotten out of the market by now, and it's just like there's so much confidence in crypto that it's crazy. And in reality, I hate to say it, but only a few cryptos are gonna survive. You know what I mean? There's not gonna, and that's not to say that there won't be millions of cryptos, but I'm talking about the cryptos that are out right now. They all have intentions to be huge. You know what I'm saying? They're all trying to be Ethereum. They're all trying to be EOS. In reality, there's not going to be, there are going to be, Ethereum, EOS, cryptos like that. Maybe Tron, Cardano, fine. But the thing is, these projects are attempting to be the infrastructure that the decentralized web can be built on. And there's only going to be a few winners in that space because we're all going to use the same protocols in order to communicate. Just IL talks about it. We all have to, if we want to communicate effectively, we all have to speak English or some other language that we all agree on in order for human collaboration to take place. We all have to, eventually, at the end of the day, the protocols with the most network effect and can prove to do their job the best, or at least sufficient, are going to win out. And, the rest of the protocols are going to be sort of left to die unless they can add some sort of benefit that the other protocols, for whatever structural reasons, cannot do. So that's kind of the way I see that. So there's only going to be so many structural protocols that that are going to survive, and they're going to be, thousands, millions of cryptos built on top of that, of these protocols, in the form of NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and SFTs, semi-fungible tokens, and community tokens, community currencies for all these different. You could literally. I really think the world is going to be tokenized. That's my opinion, and there's going to be, they're going to have to figure out some sort of dominant cryptocurrency that is going to denominate all of these other cryptocurrencies, because they need a numeraire or whatever. So there has to be a dominant cryptocurrency that will denominate all of these other cryptocurrencies. So, that's coming. And everybody thinks they know which cryptocurrency that's going to be. Even I will admit, I think I know which cryptocurrency that's going to be. But, we have to wait and see. That's a waiting game. But, back to sort of the timeline of what I was talking about. So 2017, we had the big bull run, right? There was exuberance out the yin yang. People all over the world were excited to trade and be a part of a global market that never sleeps, and there was all sorts of innovation on the good side, on the positive side, and then also on the negative side, there was all sorts of scams, manipulation taking place. And a lot of people lost money, a lot of people made a lot of money. That's just how it goes. There was no regulation, and a lot of money traded hands. And we're still dealing with the negative effects on our market because of that. It is 2019, almost 2020 now, and we're down 90% from all-time highs because largely people are very scared to invest, number one, because they don't want to be one of the people who loses money. They don't feel like the space is regulated enough so that they won't lose money. And, everybody's just kind of waiting for that opportunity where, the space seems mature enough and there's a clear-cut direction as to which direction people in the space are going to go. Because, everybody can kind of get the concept of blockchain and having decentralized applications, but I don't think a lot of people want to necessarily take that risk as to, okay, well, which blockchain is going to house all these decentralized applications, So there are going to be people who do, obviously, the early adopters like us, but, eventually it will get to a point where these protocols build up enough networked effect, and whatever protocols they are, whatever blockchains, whatever major blockchains are in use, I think, and can prove to be more efficient and scalable than regular applications. Once we start seeing that happen, and once we start seeing a push for more and more development on decentralized protocols, and more people who want to build dApps instead of apps because they can see the clear benefit, and there are a couple viral decentralized applications, that's when the space is really going to explode 100%. So like, we're just kind of waiting on those viral decentralized applications to sort of hit the market, because once they hit the market, it's moon time for sure. Like, there's no amount of FUD that's gonna stop real user interaction with decentralized applications. That's when everybody will want to invest. All the institutional investors are going to want to invest because they're going to see, real fundamentals that people like Warren Buffett like to invest in. You'll have people like Warren Buffett change his tune on crypto. He'll say, "Oh, okay, well, I see, this company is, running just like a decentralized Uber or Airbnb, except more profitable and more efficient because blah, 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 blah." They're going to have all that. And that's when we're going to see mass adoption, and we're going to see the FOMO start happening in the crypto space. It's just a matter of time, really. But right now, we're just kind of in that space where we have to make sure that the underlying infrastructure is capable to handle that sort of load. And we're very close, but who knows when we're going to get that application that goes completely viral? Who knows which one's going to be first? Who knows? Who knows? It's kind of a big question right now, but we're absolutely close. But, we just have to keep our eyes open and not, one piece of advice I would just give is try not to overthink it. I think try not to overstress it. Don't spend every single dollar in crypto, because I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been buying crypto for the last couple of years, and I've been putting off things like vacations. I've been putting off things like, fun nights out, and I'm like, not that I regret it, because I think it's ultimately going to pay out in the long run, but, it's good to have a balance. It's good to have a balance, and ultimately, man, I think the amount of crypto I have right now is going to be, life changing, in a couple years. So, to try to, not to say I'm not going to try to collect more, because that's the game. I'm going to play the game. But as far as to put life on hold and and not do things like travel and go on vacation, that's why I'm excited to go on this trip to DC, because I haven't really done anything like this since 2015 when I first got into crypto. So, that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. And, I'm going to try to make time to do more fun stuff. And every extra dollar that I have that I don't spend, I'll throw that into crypto, because I do think we are at the bottom. Obviously, we could go lower, but not much lower. And I think we are in one of the best markets, period. Like, as far as potential growth, we've already gotten all of the, we've already felt the losses. If you've been in crypto, you've been holding, you already felt the losses. So why not hang out a little bit longer so you can feel the gains? That's kind of how I'm feeling. And just be smart about it. Next time we go into the bull market, take a look at the environment. Take a look at where we're at. Do you still need US dollars to survive? If the answer is no, then absolutely hold on to your crypto. The answer is yes, maybe it'd be a good idea to cash out some of your crypto or sell or maybe even take out a loan against it, use it as collateral. There's options. But I'm going to be covering all that on the channel for sure. 100%. I just wanted to sort of give that food for thought and just put everything in perspective. And yeah,